I want to talk to you about passive income. First and foremost, let's look.
G'day Fiona, thanks for the video. I figured I'd stitch this so we can talk a little bit about passive income. Now guys, if you haven't seen this original video, go check it out because it's a great perspective and Fiona hits on some really good things that I think so many people overlook. And there's this romantic relationship that people have with passive income, and we've got to understand what passive truly means. So I think it's probably more appropriate to call passive income, the idea of we're building wealth that provides us with income without us having to work for it, as systemized income. Because the idea is that we have active income. We have the income that we produce by way of our personal exertion through creating active assets, through the manufacturing of wealth. Let's say, for example, you're building a business. Let's say that you do a property development. Let's say that you do some other type of active strategy. This is active income because there is a direct correlation between the effort and energy that you put into something and the return that you hopefully have the ability to produce. Now, passive income is whereby you accumulate assets and they can provide you with net cash flows without you having to do a thing. Well, that's what most people think anyway. So let's play this out a little bit. Now, the first lot of passive income that I think people get romantic about is property. That they think that they can build a property portfolio. I saw a video on TikTok yesterday. It's like, if you just buy 8 investment properties, you'll have everything that you need to be financially free and have passive income. But for any of my clients who have significant property portfolios, we're typically talking for people who've got 5 or more properties, they can be headaches, right? You've got tenants moving in and out, you've got repairs that need to be done, there's rates and land taxes and insurances and all of these things that need to be dealt with because it is a physical asset and therefore you do need to be involved. However, compared to working a day job and doing a 40-hour week, it is systemized, because we can systematically produce a net income from that because of the asset itself, and we don't want to be under false pretenses that there's never going to be any work. Now, then we have shares. So if you are trading the share market or you have a concentrated portfolio of shares, you are going to have to review them over time. The closest thing that you can get to truly passive is by buying an index fund or an exchange traded fund, which is basically a portfolio with a combination of potentially hundreds, if not thousands of underlying companies that provides you with the average of however the market does. And that can pay you dividends and distributions on a regular and ongoing basis. I personally do this myself with a provider called Vanguard, and it pays me a distribution of about 5% of my holdings, and I don't need to do anything. Now, is that optimal? Could I go and do better? Potentially, but I'm not prepared to invest any more extra time or effort because it's not something that I'm interested in. And then we've got business. Well, could you put your business under management? And could you position yourself as an investor in your business, an advisor of your business? You typically need to get it to a certain economy of scale. For most people, it's high 7 figures, early 8 figures that we start having that opportunity. And even then, it's still risky. There's things that need to be done. So what we want to learn from this is, should we continue to chase passive income? Yes, but we should do so understanding that everything worth something in this world requires work, okay? Imagine your life lived without having any difficulties, without any hardships, without any issues or frustrations that you need to navigate. Like, what would be the contrast of your experience? And sure, we don't want to go grey early and lose our minds in all of the complexity and stress. That's not what this is about. But this is about making sure that we're taking our active income and that we're buying great assets, and we're ideally having those assets work for us 24/7, 365 with as less work at having to produce the income in the first place. This is what passive income is. Now, there are a lot of spruikers on TikTok that talk about get rich quick. I'm seeing them spike at the moment because we are starting to go through what they call a crypto bull run or whatever it might be, right? And they're talking about getting 10 to 15% per month in returns and having a managed strategy with AI and human overlay and all of this bullshit. And these people are charlatans. We've got to realize that in a capitalist system, you are rewarded commensurate to the value you add and the risk that you take in society. And unfortunately, for some people who don't understand the rules of capitalism, they do not reap the fruits of their labor, right? And for some people, they're just unlucky. But the idea is we want to stack the odds in our favor, and we want to maximize our likelihood of being lucky when it comes to wealth and finance. And we do so by focusing on tried and true investment assets, which is building a valuable business with great cash flows that has intrinsic value that could be sold. And if you're interested, acquiring other businesses. 2, buying as much good quality blue chip property as you possibly can in desirable locations where people want to live, where affluent people are going to pay the rent and aren't going to cause you issues and punch holes in the wall. And we invest in the stock market primarily through index funds and exchange traded funds because we don't want to throw darts at a dartboard and guess unless you have a methodology for picking stocks and you've got experience around it or prepared to get the experience and make some mistakes along the way. Just get what the average of whatever the market does, and that's the closest thing we can get to passive wealth. So really great video, Fiona. I hope this has added some extra value and layers to this. Happy to continue the conversation. So guys, if you've got any questions, hit me up with the comments. Happy to debunk and cover them off, and we'll catch you later.